Bill is under the weather this morning. Got a late night text from Bill, and he said he regrets the fact that he will not be able to be at the program today. Bill rarely misses, as healthy as a horse, and especially on a day when his good buddy, the president of Shepherd University, is in the house, Mary Hendrix. Mary, good morning. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Well, good morning to both of you, and thank you so much for having me on. And I would like to send well wishes to the Admiral. He just does a marvelous job with so many different endeavors.
Yes, and he and Bonnie have done amazing work with the Stubblefield Institute, endowing that to make sure that it survives along past them as well.
Yes, what they have brought to Shepherd University has been transformational, especially during our current climate. I mean, this has truly been amazing to have all of our students gather and really be attracted to that Stubblefield Institute for Civil Political Communications, and now a lot of national attention for it.
Absolutely, yeah. And before we get into the meat of the appearance, so to speak, you have also been up all night long baking,
yes,
cooking, and coming in here today to bring desserts to the crew, which is expanding because we have two producers now with Kyler here.
Okay, well, we brought enough and very good, low calorie all the way.
Oh, it looks low-cal completely. With a pumpkin roll and some cheese Danish.
Yes.
The good kind.
The good kind.
Yeah,
yes,
well, thank
sir.
you very much. It was thoughtful of you to bring a gift.
Yes,
yeah,
my pleasure.
You look at what Bill Stubblefield and Bonnie Stubblefield have done for the university, and now the famous Tyson Bagent as well. And certainly a lot of attention paid to him with this contract extension, 8 figures in the making, and the fame he's brought to Shepherd University. You were telling me that people are beginning to pronounce it correctly now across the country.
Yeah, I'm so pleased. They're spelling Shepherd correctly. They are no longer saying, for the most part, Shepard. And they do not believe that we are a religious school. So these are just a few things that we've tried to straighten out over time. And most importantly, we are not in the western part of Virginia. We are a single independent state with greatness, West Virginia. Yes.
That is amazing how many educated adults think that there is no state of West Virginia. It's Western Virginia. That is shocking to me.
Yes.
I guess it shouldn't be, but it is.
Well, I just wonder when they think about Senator Capito or Senator Manchin, where they come from. It is West Virginia. So, yes.
Yeah, I never looked at it that way. That's a fair point. Yeah, I guess Virginia has 4 senators, right?
Yes.
The way they must feel about it. You are now known as a short timer at Shepherd University. When will your last day be?
It'll be after commencement, so sometime in June of 2026. And of course, there's a lot to do between now and then, and it's all about the students. It really is. Focused on their success and giving them more opportunities. And you know, we have a few building projects going on that must be completed. So it's going to be a fast-moving year.
You have a lot to accomplish still before the end of the academic year. Yes. You are not leaving to be a president of another university, however.
No, sir. I'm going to be going back to my passion, which is promoting cancer research and taking on the head of the Scientific Advisory Board at Tyrex US, which is a pharmaceutical company that holds all of my laboratory's patents.
How many patents would that be?
Right now, 18.
Yeah, you have quite the resume.
Thank
right? You. Yeah. Would you like to share a little bit about what you did before you came to Shepherd and what those patents involved with the cancer research?
Well, I really appreciate that. And I didn't bring any slides. I do want to tell you that. Scientists many times bore crowds with lots of slides. But I can tell you we focused on 2 main areas in my lab. We started in Arizona. University of Arizona was my first big job. And I looked around the community and wondered how we could make a difference with our research lab. And we saw that metastatic melanoma was the #1 in incidence in the United States there in that Sunbelt region. So we decided we're going to pursue metastatic melanoma. We're going to try to make a difference there.
Which is a skin cancer.
Which is a skin cancer, thank you very much, and a deadly one if it invades. So we made a very interesting discovery in that metastatic tumor cells can form their own blood vessels. And the significance of that is that they can rapidly bring blood and nourishment into a tumor so the tumor can grow faster and metastasize, that is, escape from the primary tumor, go throughout the rest of the body. And so we began to look at different agents, different drugs that might be able to target that. And this company was developed and focused, Tyrx UX, on this new drug that can inhibit what we call vasculogenic mimicry, tumor cells mimicking vascular cells. So that was one discovery with patents around it. The other one is a new biomarker for melanoma, metastatic melanoma, and other cancers, and that's known as nodal. And it is a cancer stem cell marker. So cancer stem cells are within tumors, the most aggressive ones, and they are resistant to most conventional therapies. So we have created a humanized antibody to this particular marker, and we need to be able to bring that to market. The other drug for vasculogenic mimicry is already in the market, but very slowly, just a couple of cancers it's targeting right now. So a lot of work to do in that space, and I'll tell you, a lot of good graduate students and postdocs who were in my laboratory contributed to this.
So something I always wondered about, when a metastatic cell takes off and attaches itself to a target organ, let's say it's a liver, whatever it would be, is its harm that it poisons the target cell, or is the harm that it takes up real estate on the target organ, that it poisons the target organ, or that it just takes up real estate on the target organ and makes it non-functional?
Right. So the general paradigm, depending on the cancer, is that tumor cells are attracted to certain organs. Right, so their chemokines are attracted to them. They move toward, preferentially, depending on the cancer, to the different organs, and they take over and they interfere with function, and they kind of push out normal cells. And so it's really remarkable when you look at new targeted therapies, how they might be able to stop that from happening. Yes.
So when there's a chemotherapy or radiation or whatever that is on a targeted organ, the issue, I'm going to guess, the balance is to make sure you're just killing the bad cells, but allowing an environment for the good cells to continue to thrive.
That's absolutely correct, right? And you know, with a lot of therapies now, unless they're specific targeted therapies to a certain receptor on a tumor cell, they will cause damage to normal cells and to normal organ tissue. That happens a lot in radiation therapy, where patients really have to recover. It takes quite a while.
So were you in the pharmaceutical, and there's a lot of passion, you exude the passion in this. So is this what you were doing immediately before you came to Shepherd?
No, right before Shepherd, I was associated with a faculty member at Northwestern University in Chicago, and I ran a research institute there for children's, and it used to be Children's Memorial Research Center, then it became the Anne and Robert E. Lurie Children's Research Center, and then the Stanley Manny Research Center, just some wonderful donors and people we recognize. And so our whole focus was on doing research in general. If you could focus on children's research, we thought this would be a great opportunity to stop different cancers or other diseases from affecting adults. So a great opportunity, research, working with a lot of wonderful clinical scientists as well as basic scientists. And I really enjoyed my time there, but I couldn't wait to come back home. I consider West Virginia home.
I see.
Yeah.
Dr. Mary Hendrix, our guest here on the program. She will be exiting Shepherd University at the end of this academic year after, I was surprised to hear, 10 years. It will be 10 years of service by the time you're ready to leave in June, Dr. Hendrix. And when I first saw the press release that you were leaving, I thought, well, that was pretty quick. She was only here 3, 4, 5 years. But it was 10. I was surprised to see time go by that fast.
Yes. Well, you look at things in different blocks, and I think of 10 years as a good deal of service, a good time for service, and what a great opportunity for new leadership to come in with new ideas. You know, academia doesn't stand still. There's always evolving ideas. Right now it's AI, and I think all of you have heard about this. And so we want to bring someone in who has a good idea of how we're going to introduce this to our students, how we're going to handle it management-wise. And so I thought 10 years, that's it. That's good.
What is the state of the union, so to speak, for Shepherd University? Tell me about 2016 when you got there, and 2026 as you're leaving. What will your legacy be?
Well, in 2016, the first thing I did is I kind of looked over our assets, and I discovered for the first time that Shepherd University owned a farm, a 158-acre, Tabler farm. And I thought, we need to develop that. I grew up on a farm. A farm does many wonderful things for individuals, for the community, training the next generation. Excuse me. So what I thought is we're going to develop this farm, number one. We're going to look at old buildings on the campus, and we're going to figure out how to pay to take them down. So we have been able to take down several old buildings that had some issues with them. Now, those buildings and taking them down, raising them, made space for parking lots. We really needed to do that. The town of Shepherdstown could not afford to have our students parking downtown and all the vendors downtown and all the stores not having space for their clients. So we were able to accomplish that. And now, as you know, we have new building going on West Campus. It was just a great opportunity to build up infrastructure, develop this agricultural innovation center of Tabler Farm, and just see the community and everyone working together to help Shepherd thrive.
So now somebody has to find a replacement or someone to fill your chair, if not your shoes. How does that process work?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say I didn't sit in the chair very often, right?
Fair enough.
There was so much to do, okay? And people laugh at me, but they come in sometimes and say, "What is that spoon doing in a jar of peanut butter by your desk?" Well, that was lunch. I mean, that's how much we had to do. So the process right now is a very democratic process, very inclusive, very transparent. And so we're going to have a member of our Board of Governors working with staff, faculty, students, and community members to be able to come together, develop an ad for the next president, interview candidates, and bring a president on board. And I want to say this, that our distinguished Admiral Stubblefield will be a member of the Presidential Search Committee, and he's going to be a great one.
So within the community of academia, is this, do the candidates need to conceal their identities? Is this something that needs to be done very on the down low?
So if the process is conducted in a manner similar to when I was brought in, everything remains confidential until the 3 or 4 finalists are brought to campus. And then 24 hours before they're brought into campus, their resumes or CVs are released to the campus and community. Their name is released, and that's when it is finally known what candidate is going to come to campus. And that is a process that most state institutions will follow. Private institutions, not so much. They are able to conduct themselves in a manner like business does. They'll go after the candidate of choice and make an announcement. Yep.
What physical changes have happened to the campus specifically? You mentioned you took down a couple buildings, you're putting some up. What buildings did you take down specifically, and what are the new buildings to be used for?
Well, I appreciate that. We were putting together a slide to show Rotary tomorrow in Shepherdstown, and it's amazing when you look at the campus, especially from an aerial view. First building we took down was the old Sarah Cree building.
Legendary Sarah Cree.
Legendary Sarah Cree. Heard a lot about that, especially where were the Swifts going to go? This was major. People were very committed to them, and the Audubon Society came to our rescue, and they built a tower that looked very much like the tower that was associated with this Sarah Cree building, and they put it on West Campus, and the Swifts have found it. that I wondered how, right?
Are the swifts a bird?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, so sorry. The swifts are a bird. And so they found it. So we took down Sarah Creek, big parking lot there. Then we turned a little bit over to the right, East Campus, and we took down Turner, a residential hall. Overlooks the Potomac, just a beautiful, beautiful view. Then, a little further to the left of that, we took down Kenneman, another residential hall. So what a great opportunity. Then we put up a pavilion there for individuals to enjoy football games or lacrosse games or just have picnics. Then we went over to West Campus and we said, we need a new dormitory, right? Students have certain preferences now for their dormitories, residential halls. And so we built Potomac Place. The students named it Potomac Place because they could see the Potomac River. And we thought, isn't this great? So Potomac Place is there. Now we have this great opportunity to have a new dining hall and athletic facility right there on West Campus. It's just amazing what is happening. We also have a new Morton building for all of our facilities, equipment to be held. It's a transformation, I would say that.
Yeah. And what is the fiscal health of the university as you conclude your tenure?
Yes, the fiscal health is now very solid, very good. We now have assets coming into Shepherd. We were able to, with our Board of Governors approval, raise tuition a little bit. We were then able to raise some fees that had not been raised in over 10 years. We were never keeping up with inflation. So with those extra fees, a little bit extra tuition, bottom line looks good to the point that we're going to take some of those assets and begin to add them to the salaries of our employees. That is a priority, salaries of employees. So I think it's going to be great. And as you know, we've been through a pandemic. We've been through many different leadership changes in academia, and we have survived.
Yeah. Shepherd University. I remember it when it was Shepherd College.
I do too.
Yeah, 30 years ago.
What percentage of the student population lives in dorms?
Right now, only about 37%. So we would like to elevate that number because we want to give the students the campus experience.
Right.
Yes.
What percentage of the population is that? I mean, 37%. What percentage of the capacity, I actually meant to ask, is that of the dorms space?
So of the dorms, we're probably only at 65-70%.
Okay.
Now, we would like to take one of our dorms, old dorms, offline to be able to renovate it. Renovate and refresh are the terms that we like to use. And we can do that now with students, kind of move them around and do that. So that is a goal of ours.
You know, one of the things I've observed since I moved here almost 4 years ago, I went to William & Mary. My wife went to Madison and or JMU. And, of course, we're very loyal to our schools as people are. I have never seen such loyalty as I see to Shepherd. So many of my neighbors went to Shepherd and they never left. They still live here. They go to the games, and it's a cult is the wrong word because of all the negative connotations. I've just never encountered that before with a school. It's pretty impressive.
I would agree.
Yes, I can give you an example. So my husband and I do not live, we're the first couple not to live in Popedegan, the president's residence. Popedegan needed a lot of renovation and refreshing. So did the gardens. And so I called a good friend, Peachy Staley. And I don't know if you know the Staley family, local here. And I said, Peachy, what are we going to do? How can we afford to renovate that beautiful old estate? And she said, don't you worry, Mary. I'm going to call some friends. And that was the birth of the Friends of Popedegan, where they came in. John Miller led the crusade to renovate that beautiful estate. Elizabeth Darrow outside did all the gardens. And we have so many good people. Patty and Paul Wilmoth just redid so many things within the house. We had to fundraise for each room. And then there you can see a complete transformation. So it is ready for the next president, and community members have used that beautiful, beautiful home. In fact, I kid Admiral Stubblefield, and I say to him, Bill, you have used that home more than we have.
That's right.
He has a lot of entertaining that he enjoys doing. So that shows you the commitment of the community. Also, we have community members who are leading West Campus Enhancement, Eric Lewis. We have others who are doing many different things to help us. They water plants. They plant plants. It is a partnership with the community and the university like I have never seen before.
We have just about 2.5 minutes left, Dr. Hendrix. Mary Hendrix is leaving at the end of this year. She'll be headed back to, would you call it private industry?
Yes.
So to speak?
Yes, research and development pharmacy.
And
Yes.
cancer and research and such, which is the world she came from, basically.
Does
Yes,
it
sir.
require relocation?
No relocation. A lot of things, meetings are done virtually, but it will involve more travel to other pharmaceutical companies to be able to talk to them about the science underlying the work and the different agents, and I look forward to doing that.
Yeah, very good. Your final wish list for Shepherd University before you go in June.
Yes, final wish list. At the top of the list is being able to adjust increased salaries for employees. We have all the information, and we're going to start phasing in, looking at our assets and how much we can afford to do this year. It'll start this year, and then it'll go next few years going forward. We would like to be able to have a better access from West Shepherd campus to that farm, Agricultural Innovation Center. So we're trying to work on a way to do that so we don't have to come out on 45, go down Bill Meyer and around the bend or the barn. And I think this will be a good opportunity, two major projects. And of course, our legislators. We're just starting to talk with them about transition plans, and I want to make sure that they feel good about everything we want to do.
Yeah, and I think during your tenure, you were successful in getting the legislature to fund Shepherd University at a rate that was better than when you came.
Yes, sir. That's right. Shepherd University was at the bottom of all the universities for receiving funding. It's like the Eastern Panhandle was just forgotten. And with the help of some very vocal board members and working with our legislators, we were able to show them that we were worth the investment. And certainly Governor Justice did a wonderful thing, giving us $30 million. And now Governor Morrissey has been able to keep that promise. So we're doing well. Thank you.
I hope we can visit with you a few more times before you eventually say goodbye in June, Dr. Hendrix.
Thank you for the opportunity. Have a great day.
You too, and thank you so much for bringing in the goodies this morning, too.
Yes, sir.